what do you think about Deuce Vaughn at the next level?
I mean, it's hard not to. I hate to bring up the school stereotype, but it's hard not to see Darren Sproles in his game. And it's the running style. It's not just the size metrics. He runs so low to the ground. I mean, he's already a short guy. He's probably going to measure around 5'6", 5'7", but he runs with great knee bend and ankle flexion, and it just gets him that much closer to the ground. He's just simply a hard guy to square up. You know, he's forced 33 missed tackles this year, which is a pretty high number. But his yards after contact aren't strong. So what does that mean? He makes guys miss completely.
Yeah.
Like if this was two-hand touch, his stats would be the same. You know, like when you do get a good clean shot on him or you get a good grip on his jersey, he'll go down. And I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue. I think that's going to knock him down a little bit. But you put him in an offense where he's a complement to an already number one back, and you try to give him 10 to 12 looks a game in the screen game. You get him out in space.
Absolutely.
He's dangerous.
I mean, you put him. I see how they put him out in the slot, and it's like how the little guy in the slot, and it works because he's such a good receiver.
And I think that's one thing he's cleaned up. He doesn't drop the ball like he did in his first 2 years. And if he can really prove that his receiving skill set has been taken to a higher level, there's no question that he's going to be sought after. You don't see a lot of backs this size go early. I have some metrics that, those first 3 rounds of the draft, you rarely see someone drafted under 195 pounds at running back, but there are exceptions, and I think he's going to be an exception.
Okay, so have you had the time yet to look at the history of the NFL draft and which player has been drafted first round or second round at the, like, where's that line as far as size? Like, hey, there hasn't been a guy drafted at 5'7" or 5'8" or 5'6" in the second or first round of the NFL either ever or in 20 years. Have you had time to look at that yet?
I mean, in the past 20 years, I don't think anyone's been drafted below 185 pounds, which I think right now, the measurement I have on him...
I think it was 176 when the season began.
Yeah. I don't think I ever have anyone above sub 180 that was drafted on the first rounds 1 through 3 at running back. And so I do think it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for him. But again, he's a unique player. It's similar to Bryce Young, like that we talked about last week, not to bring the quarterbacks up again, but there are exceptions. And it's not like it's not like his game is built on speed only. He's got some pop to him. He's got short area quickness, burst, and he's got toughness. He's not a soft kid at all. And I think that he is going to have an issue blocking at the next level.
Oh, yeah.
He's showing an issue there.
That's not why he's there. No.
Yeah, so you're going to just have to be careful and selective. And sometimes that does bother coaches. It's like, hey, if we bring this kid on the field, we're telegraphing too much, right? You can't really ask him. And blocking is big for a lot of offenses at the running back position. So if he is going to be a specialty player, the first 3 rounds of the draft might be considered rich for him right now.
I agree.
I'm still I'll keep him in my top 100 overall, top 96 overall. Do I think he's going to get drafted in that area? No, but I do think if the right mind gets his hands on him in the draft, you're going to hear his name a lot.